together globally, and that is a key part of the mission of the organization. We were founded in 1990 by a patient, Eugene Schoenfeld, a PhD. He, at the time, realized that there were really no options for kidney cancer patients. When they were diagnosed, they were kind of maybe given a few months, a couple years to live, but it was typically a death sentence for them, and that was unacceptable to him. So he and his physician joined together and created the Kidney Cancer Association as beginning a resource for patients, somewhere so that they could go to learn more about their disease and what they could do to help themselves. It also was a way to start getting more interest in research. Schoenfeld spent the last few years of his life really pushing for approval for drugs in the U.S. and really making the impact that we've seen today where we are with research. We credit a lot of that to him. Since the time of our founding, the chair of our board of directors has always been a patient. The photos there on the left is Schoenfeld, who was an avid scuba diver, so that is paying homage to him. Our current CEO and former board chair, Bill Breaux, and our current board chair, Paula Bowen, who is a 13-plus year survivor. Our mission focuses on 3 areas: education for both patients and physicians, in research, and in advocacy. And I'll just talk a little bit about each of those as I go through. First, in terms of education, we do about 100 support group meetings throughout the United States for patients. We do 4 to 5 regional conferences at some of the larger U.S. institutions, and also are excited to be a part of this one now as our first global meeting for patients that I had the privilege of speaking at yesterday. We're also moving along with technology, and we are doing online webinars for patients. That way people all over the world can participate and listen to nurses and physicians talk about various topics on the disease. In terms of physician education, we do 2 annual meetings. One that takes place in the United States each year in the fall that we've just completed with over 330 attendees. And we also do a European meeting each year. This year it will be in London. Last year's meeting took place in Berlin in May that had about 600 researchers, physicians, surgeons that attended. And later on I'll show you, if you're interested in attending our meeting in London, how you can learn more about it. It's really a great opportunity to not only learn the latest in kidney cancer, but an opportunity to network with other physicians. The number one resource that we really can offer to anyone that has an interest in kidney cancer, be it physicians, be it patients, their families, is our website. As you'll see at the top, the different flags, that it is available in translation, so that if you or your patients are interested in getting more information specifically for patients, that it can be translated each of the pages. And this really is the key place that we bring our patients to. That's how they find us and how we keep them up to date with all things kidney cancer. So they have an opportunity to join an online forum, to interact with one another, to read the latest news, the latest treatment that's available. So I do encourage you, if you haven't, to visit kidneycancer.org. On the website, we do have 2 of our newer and bigger features are our videos and podcasting. So we'll do audio interviews with patients and survivors, or with physicians to talk about a clinical trial they might be working on and how a patient can learn about that. We also do similar things with video. The conferences that we do that are similar to this one, and hopefully we'll have this one online as well, so that you can go back, you can listen to specific topics. They're segregated by meetings and also by specific talks. And these seem to be, as the technology, again, as it's advancing, these are the easiest way, I think, for our members to learn what's going on in the kidney cancer world and really be able to relate to the doctors or to other patients and survivors. We have a big focus on clinical trials in terms of research, in addition to the easiest way for us to support research by giving financial resources to various organizations. We also are really big on promoting clinical trials. Within the U.S., we have a link from our website to the National Clinical Trial Database, another matching service that our patients can log in and kind of takes them through a survey to see what trials are the right match for them and how they can learn more about that. And we really do a lot to educate why clinical trials are important, that even though we've made a lot of advancements in the disease over the years, that there's still a lot of work to be done, and that one way that patients can can help with that is by enrolling in clinical trials, learning more about them. And so in addition to just providing these resources, as I mentioned before, we do a lot of interviews with physicians and really help you to promote the trials you're doing. We believe that that's really important globally. So at any time, that there is a clinical trial going on, we encourage the physicians we work with to let us know what they're doing, how we can help promote that, putting it in a newsletter, sending out an email, doing a podcast where they just talk about what the trial is. In addition to the website, probably the second largest resource we have is our publication called We Have Kidney Cancer. One of the projects we're working on now is getting this publication translated into various languages so that it's available for patients all over the globe. We have a PDF or ebook version available on our website, or we'll mail it out to patients upon request. And this is a very comprehensive guide of the disease, from what is kidney cancer to the different surgical options, different therapeutic options. And in addition to just the translation of it, the challenge that we're having now too is being able to make sure that patients who are getting this in different countries understand what's available to them, and then again, the different clinical trials. And so this is a project that we are continuing to work on and working on getting the funding for, and hope to make it available for you and your patients. And really then, the last couple of things is really just how we can continue to work together, how we can help you, how you can help us. The first thing I'd mention is our symposium coming up in London, and you can get to it from our website or kidneycancersymposium.org. There you can have information on registration, the agenda's there, so you can see what topics we'll be speaking this year. But the European meeting has become probably our largest and most successful in recent years, and if you've never been or never heard about, I would encourage you to visit the website and learn about this. Something new that we're doing with that meeting this year is in terms of educating the nurses, that we find that after the diagnosis and after treatment is given to patients, that nurses become the key to keep watching the side effects and managing the toxicities. And so we're doing a meeting for nurses the day before the meeting this year in London, about a half-day seminar that is open to nurses all over, and we'll give them a chance to talk about some of the things that they see happening with their patients, some of the more common side effects, how they help to manage those. So if that's something that you think your nurses are interested in, there's more information available, and we hope to have that videotaped as well, so that if it's difficult for nurses to travel, that they'll be able to get that information after the meeting. Also, to become an advocate on access to therapy. We talked to the patients about that yesterday a lot. That's one thing in the U.S. that I think has really helped us advance, is that we've got the patients there really become their own advocates, and they're not afraid to fight for what they know that they need. And so I encourage you to talk to your patients about that, to tell them how they can, what they can do to be more proactive in fighting their disease, and really gaining access to these therapies, because it's important that that there's availability for patients globally with all that's out there. And then finally, too, just the outreach to patients. Please let your patients know about our resources. As I said, the website can be translated, so all the information that we have there is available to them. And that's really the key of our organization, is we want patients to know what they need to do to help themselves and to be their own best advocates. We have print materials available, and it's something that we can possibly work together on getting translated. We're definitely open to that as well. And so that's all I have. I think I'll be taking questions later if you have any questions for me further. But thank you again for having me here.